Hi guys, good morning. I am Brittney. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining me. So I'm going to jump right in really quick. This is a long awaited video. I've had so many people ask me, hey girl, what do you do to lose weight? Because I've lost weight after each baby. I've been pregnant I've been pregnant 7 times. I've had 5 babies. We have 2 babies in heaven. And every time I lose weight, it's not like, oh, it just falls off. I know a lot of content creators say, oh, I don't know what I did. It just fell off. Okay, that works for them. Not for me. I have to work. But what I do is, it's pretty simple actually. Now I'm not saying this will work for you, but it has worked for me. So if you just sit tight really quick, I'll let you know exactly what it is.
Ela me deixa só ficar na vontade. Manda foto, sinto o gosto e apago. Finjo que eu nunca tô na maldade. Mas na minha mente só eu sei a verdade. Sendo aquele que dá tranquilidade.
All right, the first thing I do is to make sure that these numbers line up with these numbers, or at least are ahead of these numbers. Now I am here at 10 a.m. and I'm really thirsty right now. I'm actually probably about to drink some more and it'll probably hit the 12 mark. Yep, and so there we are, if it'll stop moving. I'm right down at the 12 mark. I was thirsty. A lot of people struggle with drinking water. And if you do struggle with drinking water, okay, there's a lot of things that you can use. I personally sometimes struggle with drinking water because I have ADHD. Now, that's funny because as a kid, I love water. I drink water all the time. Maybe because that's really all that was available to us. Not that we didn't, but because my parents are like really adamant about drink water, drink water, drink water. And so I loved it as a kid. After all of my babies are born and I'm breastfeeding, love water. Gotta have a huge gallon. But when I'm just in my day-to-day, I'll go all day and sometimes be like, oh my gosh, I forgot to drink water. Well, having a water bottle like that really helps. It's almost like I'm in competition with myself, So looking at something and having a visual schedule, okay, by this time I need to have this done, by this time I need to have this done. I don't care if sometimes it gets to 9:58 and I haven't, I'm about to chug that water because I'm not missing my deadline. So first thing I would recommend is get a water bottle that has a time on it or set a schedule. Also on my app, I have the Flow app. It's a women's app for like menstruation and ovulation and things like that. I have a reminder on there, and a lot of apps can do that. It's not just that one. I think even the Fitness Pal one does it, where you can set a reminder to drink water. Now that, I will say that one doesn't necessarily work for me because it's almost like it's too pushy. So I will find myself all the time just swiping that thing off. But if I have a water bottle in hand, something that I'm always carrying around, I will definitely make sure that I'm not going to defeat myself. I have to stop because somebody is being mean. Hold on. Yeah. Do you want that? Yeah, it's water. Yeah, there we go. No. Oh. The next thing I do is meal prep. Guys, I can't stress this enough. You have to meal prep. If you get all your meat and veggies done, maybe 2 or 3 days before, you can just throw it together. That means salads, that means other meals. You need to meal prep. Now, Blake grilled all this chicken for me, and throughout the week, I was able to freeze it and pull it out as needed. My number 2 tip, make sure to meal prep. All right, my number 3 tip, y'all. We are not 5 years old anymore. Cut out some of that sugar. I'm being so serious. You gotta cut out the sugar. I know it's good, and I know it just tickles our fancy and increases all of our serotonin and all that. You gotta cut it out. But if you can't, if you absolutely cannot, because I have a sweet tooth myself, I got something for you. Now, there are a couple snacks that I really do love. A lot of people don't like to go with the whole processed route, but you gotta do what you gotta do, or you're gonna feel like you're really on a diet and you're really restricting yourself. And that's not what we're doing. We're not dieting, we're just changing our way of thinking and changing our lifestyle. So if you have to have a sweet tooth, I got some things for you. Let me show you what I got. First thing I use are protein shakes. Now I use protein shakes not necessarily as a meal replacement, but to substitute my creamer for my coffee. So when I make coffee in the morning, I usually put in some protein shake. 1, it keeps me full. 2, it gives you the added protein you need in the morning. And 3, it gives me that hint of sweet that I need. Now, of course, it's not like all the other sugars and stuff, and I probably shouldn't even read the back of this because, it probably doesn't have all the things I need. But we're gonna look on this side right here. This has only 160 calories, 3 grams of fat, and about, one sugar. So that's what you really need to focus on. Everything that we eat is not going to be great. Everything we eat is not going to be wonderful for us. If you don't want the processed stuff, you got to figure it out. But for me, for the things that I love, I try to supplement just to trick my body into thinking it's actually getting what I want. Here's another great substitute. So I use coconut sugar instead of regular sugar. They're still the same comparison. There's a 1-to-1 replacement ratio, but it just does not have the same amount of sweetness. If you want to add a little more, you want to add a little bit less, you're not going to kill your diet. Check here. We got 7 grams of sugar, 8 grams of carbohydrates, okay? Make sure you want to ditch that white granulated sugar. It's not doing anything but killing your metabolism. Here's another one of my favorite snacks. I love keto snacking, these little caramel clusters. Now think turtles. You know that turtle candy? Oh my gosh. That candy has me in a chokehold. These taste a little bit different, but they still help me to crave that sweet tooth that I have. Check those out. Those are Equate brand. You can get Atkins brand. You can get whatever you want. They have a whole line of keto Atkins type snacks. Those are my favorite. Make sure to check something out like that. So you don't have to always go in the store when you're in the checkout line and say, oh, there's a pack of turtles, there's a pack of this. Just keep some in your purse, keep some in your car, keep some beside your bed. Wherever it is where you have those cravings, make sure you keep those on hand. They have lower sugar. They have lower sugar. She's not gonna let me talk, so yeah, you get the point. Lastly, I love this keto trail mix. This is a great balance of salty and sweet. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that, because that's all she's gonna let me say about that. My point is, cut some of the sugar out. Okay. All right, well, I don't have anything by reference to show you because we're sober. So I'll just talk to you while I'm putting your shoes on. But the number 4 thing, listen, I know, everybody wants to have a little drink, a little indulgence, a little relaxation time. I'm not judging you, do what you do. I'm sober, like I said, but I used to definitely partake in the partake. You gotta cut that out. At least minimize it. Maybe pick one day a week to have like, I don't know, a little libation or something, maybe the weekend. Maybe use it as a treat or something for yourself. Maybe if you're gonna have a glass of wine, try to do what the dietitians say and just give yourself maybe 4 ounces. I know it's hard. I know, it took me a very, very long time to say, hey, I don't drink. But guess what? I used to drink, okay? Not even drank. Like when I say bottles and bottles, I bet my recycling guy was like, what the heck is wrong with this lady? But yeah, for real, you gotta cut some of that alcohol out. Since we've stopped drinking alcohol, I think I've lost about 15 pounds. So my number 4 tip, cut the booze. I promise, your heart, your liver, your stomach, your cholesterol, your skin, your waistline, your everything, it'll thank you. So if you can, try to minimize it a little bit. If not, cut it out completely. Cut the booze. My number 5 tip, and this one's pretty self-explanatory. Girl, get up out that bed, find a hobby, go do something. The kids need help, actually get up and go help them. They go outside, actually go outside and play with them. Your back is not gonna get unbigged by sitting in the bed and eating snacks. Get up, move, and let's do this.
Ela me deixa só ficar na vontade. Manda foto, sinto o gosto e apago. Finjo que eu nunca tô na maldade, mas na minha mente só eu sei a verdade. Sendo aquele que dá tranquilidade.